Okay, so if your mindset is a direct reflection, pretty much the influencing factor to your income inside of your life, your business, then you need to listen to this video multiple damn times. But I'm going to do what I can to be able to make it make sense for you so that you can learn from my mistakes. Now, just now seeing my face, hi, I'm Master Johnson. I have failed in so many ways to completely understand and recognize that through the understanding of discipline and focus, as well as the energetic laws and principles of this reality. It is only through alignment that you will only be able to have all of your desires come through you. See, we're in a new age now where sacrifice and hustle and struggle is just simply not going to be the way that's going to allow you to feel very powerful and at least prosperous. Sure, you might be able to have a good handful of results, but it will not feel peaceful. It'll feel forceful. It'll feel scared, worried, just really shitty energy, because if you stop hustling and grinding, you're going to lose the exact thing that you just hustle and grinded your ass off for. Okay? So I have broken this down inside of a framework that I'm going to introduce to you here. Okay? Now, with that said, a little bit more about me. I'm a lifelong martial artist. I'm actually alive due to the fact that my parents are entrepreneurs as well as martial artists. They're world-renowned martial artists. I've grown up underneath champions. So, put it this way. When it comes to the resiliency and the tenacity and focus and discipline and the masculine energies of the martial arts and all that it has to deliver and give, I've mastered those components. But then eventually I got to a point to where personally, that is no longer, or those were no longer allowing me to grow myself and or my business. And until I decided to learn the martial art practice of surrender, as well as the energetic practice of surrender. In other words, surrendering and letting go and releasing. Well, then now I have been able to generate a harmonization of both the masculine and feminine energy. Put it this way. Again, if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, executive, where your income is directly tied to your mindset, well, then that's what this video is for. Do the things with the buttons. Frame or step number one that I want you to understand. When you are grinding, you should be aligning. But in order for you to be in energetic alignment, in other words, a higher vibration, it's going to require that you surrender. So, how do we surrender correctly? How do I get to a point where I can surrender that voice that says, I'm the only one who can do it right? The one that says, well, if I'm not doing that, then I only have enough time to do this or that. All of these different mindset reasons and why you cannot release or let go, or the single reason why your business is not growing and you are not experiencing such a fun time here while you're doing this thing that you would eventually like to be able to feel proud of, right? So, framework number one is surrender. Number two is surrender so that you can align. And then number three, recognize that through surrendering and aligning, you are going to get into enjoying your life again. So the end all be all, my friend, is there is a law called the law of, what is that? Cause and effect. And if you are allowing all of your stress to cause an effect inside of you, well, then that's disconnecting you from your abundance, from your power, from your creativity, right? It's putting you into scarcity and worry and doubt. And then when you're in that core vibration and frequency, yeah, how's that been going? So the end all be all, as I'm mentioning here, is you got to do whatever you can to get back joy. You have to get back the ability to enjoy your fucking life again. The second thing, once you start to enjoy your life, well, then you're going to start to practice the art of surrendering. And then once you start to practice the art of surrendering, well, then now you recognize that you're in alignment, okay? So now that there's a high level of those three things, I can basically hear your thoughts saying, okay, well, then Master Johnson, how do I get more joy in my life? This simple. Start saying yes to the things you say no to when it comes to your own personal happiness. Yeah. Whenever you have an opportunity to do something that makes you happy, spend time with your family, spend time for your kids, spend time with all the things that are going to allow you to feel like a human again. Yeah, even though you feel like it's not going to be able to make you money, Remember, your mindset, okay? Your headspace, your clarity and your focus and your attention, okay, is directly impacting the money coming into your life. I'm all about the money. Let me tell you this. When you have more joy in your life, not only does that give you better energy, but it helps everything. Why? Because you're not stressing out about money, so then therefore you're not repelling it away. You're not causing money to slow down in your vessel because you, my friend, are not enjoying this place and this point. Oh, I hope that this is making sense. The framework. Number 1, clarity. Number 2, decisions. Making a decision that I used to do it this way, and this would be the result that I would get, which was lack of fulfillment. Yeah, I have the money, but my discipline is automatically causing me to burn everything around me because I'm not happy. So then, number 2, after you make the decision to do the other thing, number 3 is consistency. Can you consistently make the decision to do the other thing? So that now the framework is very simple. Care more about you and your joy and your happiness, then sticking up for the limitations that say, I can't do this because if I do that, then I won't have that. What would you rather have? Your peace or your business? Well, Master Johnson, I wouldn't be peaceful if I'm not making any money. You're not making money. You're not making money. You're just sitting in your stress and lack of focus and lack of discipline. So you got to flip the script. Anyway, here's my little rant for the day. Long story short, man, is look, if you're sick and tired of not being able to experience fulfillment or those deeper realms of success and prosperity and power, it's the lack of discipline and focus that's causing your mindset to be extremely shitty, right? Now, of course, this is what I do. I teach this. I have the frameworks behind this. I had to drill this shit down to the ground so that I can be able to create content while sitting in my car on a freaking Friday because I feel like it, right? This is where I am, not because of what I have done, but because of the internal shifts that I have made within myself. And if you feel like you would like to be able to just simply understand how to shift correctly, then just find my link down here somewhere in the description. I'll show you everything you need to know. But until then, listen, you already know what you should be doing. But the question is, are you where you are right now because of what you are doing or what because you have yet to do? Just something to think about. Anyway, there's my rant for the day. Thanks for watching my video. Do the things with the buttons if you resonate with this. I got so much more coming to you guys. Until then, stay aligned.